Hi, good morning, everyone. We're very happy to be here with you today. I'm Rafael Rivera. I'm a principal here at KKR. I'm part of our Human Capital Center. And here at KKR, we really believe in the power of shared ownership. In fact, here at KKR, every time we acquire a new portfolio company, we implement a shared ownership program where all employees have equity participation in the business. So we have implemented broad-based ownership program at this point in 80 companies that employ close to 170,000 employees. And we have exit at 11 of those businesses, and where we have given payouts of more than 1 year to all employees who were part of the company from the time of acquisition at KKR. So we believe this is a way to drive better business performance, but also share wealth with employees, like share part of the profits and the value that they helped created during the ownership period. And for today, we are joined by Tim O'Malley. He's CEO of the Parking Spot, one of our portfolio companies that recently launched a broad-based ownership program a few months ago in February of this year. Thank you, Tim, for joining us today. How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you doing, Rafael?
Everything good, thank you. So just to get us started, for those who are not familiar with the Parking Spot, can you tell us more about your company?
Yeah, it's great. We are the parking spot. We are the leading off-airport parking company in the United States. We operate 47 properties serving 28 airports in the U.S. What we're known for is our customer service, our convenient product, and our strong culture we have across our local teams. At the core, we provide continuous friendly shuttle service to the airport terminal. We try to be the least friction point in your travel journey.
That's great. Yeah, I have experience using the Parking Spot, like here close to the Newark Airport, where you also have important presence. And it's great to see some of those Parking Spot buses in the different airports when I travel around the country. So tell us more about your employees. How many employees do you have? What is the typical roles that they have?
Yeah, we have more than 2,000 employees across our 47 locations. Most of our employees are frontline workers. They're professional drivers and other operations staff, cashiers, supervisors that really take care of our customers every day. Our complete philosophy in our company is we build our culture around our values, which are team, people, and service. We've played on the TPS from the parking spot in doing that, and that's something we really believe in, though, because we are a team. Our people are our most valuable asset, and service is why people use our business. We also, the biggest other thing we do is we really empower our teams locally to, make decisions and drive the business to take care of our customers.
Yeah. So last year, the KKR team approached you with the idea of launching a shared ownership program at the Parking Spot. What were your reactions at that time?
I thought it was great. I mean, I was curious on how it worked, but I immediately saw that it aligned really well with our culture and our values. We believe that our frontline team is the key to our success. So the idea of making them owners made a lot of sense to us. I also really wanted to know how to make it work. How could we make it meaningful to every employee, make it fair, and also simple to communicate? We have a large workforce that is geographically diverse, so we have to make it simple to communicate. The more I learned about how KKR implemented this at other portfolio companies, the more convinced I became that this could really strengthen our engagement and performance across our entire team. I also felt proud. It was a moment to recognize that our people truly are what makes the parking spot successful, and they should share in the value they help create.
That's great. And how does the program work? Who is eligible? What is the expected payout? Tell us more about the mechanics of the program.
Yeah, it's great. Every single person in the company is in the program. So we have, part-time workers, full-time workers. Everybody's in. I like to say if you wear the spots, you're in. That's the way we phrase it, because we all wear the spots. And, employees, they can receive at least 6 months of their base pay if the financial goals are met at the time KKR exits. And if we do better than that, they will do better as well. The big advantage, too, which is something I've had to overcome in a lot of conversations with employees, is that there's no investment or risk for employees. It's only an additional benefit. There's only upside from this. There's no downside to them.
Yeah, no, that is great. So 6 months of compensation if we reach our financial goal. That's fantastic. It could be very life-changing for many people. And just for reference, on the 11 companies that we have exit at KKR with a product ownership program, the average payout has been more than 1 year. So we communicated 6 months at the beginning, but there is no upper cap. If we really go beyond our financial goals, the payout could be even higher. So very excited about that. And how do you think about the product ownership program in the context of the parking spot? How can these program help improve the business performance or strengthen the business performance of the parking spot?
A lot of our action at the parking spot happens on the front line. Our people greet customers, drive shuttles, keep the operation running smoothly. So empowerment and recognition are essential. When employees feel like owners, they naturally take more initiative, look for ways to improve, and deliver better customer experience. This mindset builds stronger teamwork, higher productivity, and better service, which, impacts our performance. Over time, I believe it will create a deeper loyalty and result in lower turnover as people want to stay and grow with the company that invests in them and shares the success. I've personally received a lot of ideas and positive feedback directly to me from our team since we launched this, which is, in my opinion, the beginning of what we're going to see to come.
Yeah, yeah. So we believe that one of the main components of the program, one of the main drivers of success for the program is to have clear communication about it. So making sure that people understand the value of the program, that people feel excited about it, and the people feel that they could receive the payout in the future. So to tell us more about how did you go about introducing the owner's spot, the product ownership program to your employees?
Yeah, so we first rolled it out at our annual summit, which is our corporate team and our local general managers, and we announced it and made a splash at that and educated them. Then we had some workshops to analyze the survey results we had, and we created some the program and pieces of the program with our local managers to communicate it. And then we followed it off with a roadshow that started last spring, in which I personally visited all the locations and met with all the employees, and we just finished that up last week. So we've now introduced this at every single one of our 47 locations.
That's fantastic. You visit each of the 47 locations to personally introduce the program to employees.
Yep, that's what we've done.
So I guess that was also an opportunity to hear directly from employees. So what do you hear from them in those conversations about the program?
I heard a lot of pride, a lot of excitement, and a lot of, really like overall happiness and gratitude that they were being recognized, that their daily work could translate into the future benefit of this company. And I felt like there was a big sense of connection to the company's goals. It made it to them less of a day-to-day job and more being part of something bigger.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm sure it's also a rewarding experience to share this news with employees, see their excitement, answering any questions. And beyond ownership, one thing that was very interesting about the parking spot is that you guys also introduced a series of financial resilience initiatives, like to support employees from day one. Can you tell us more about those?
Yeah, we relaunched a program we've had historically and refined a little bit. We call it TPS Gives Back to Its Own. It's an initiative to provide emergency assistance for teammates that face personal hardship. An example of that is we had an employee that was adversely impacted by the wildfires in Southern California earlier this year, and we helped him out with some deductibles on his insurance. We also introduced financial coaching, 401k webinars, and the possibility of early wage access for employees, really just to make sure that they knew all the options that were out there for them. And our overall goal is to make financial well-being part of the ownership journey. We're tying these two things together, which we think will connect quite well with our employees.
Yeah, and that's a very important point because we have learned that the ownership program is more exciting when we make it real from day one, right? So people know that they will receive a payout of potentially 6 months or more in a few years when KKR exit the business. But many of them are living paycheck to paycheck today because they are facing financial challenges today. So showing support from day one, showing support through an emergency assistance fund, financial coaching, and other benefits. This is very important for them to feel this culture of care and feeling this sense of community and ownership together in the business. So One important component that I also remember from the parking spot is that you guys are doing a lot of things to keep momentum. So the launch event was back in February, but you have launched a series of initiatives to continue driving this culture of ownership and this ownership mindset in the organization. Can you tell us more about some of these actions that your team has been implementing with your population?
Yeah, I think we have like a few of them. Some big ones are we're doing quarterly town halls with all of our employees. And in that, we're giving company updates, talking about interesting things going on in the company, and most importantly, talking about how our financial performance has been. Now that they're owners, they're more vested and interested in how we're doing as a company. So we do that. The senior leadership team does that every quarter. And we've also created a newsletter that we're calling Spotline, which really communicates everything about ownership and just any changes in news in the company. And the final thing, and my favorite, is that each location, they're creating an ownership board, and it really communicates everything we're doing in ownership, as well as unique things to that local facility, which make that place special. So I really like that.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of the boards. I think there was also a contest, right, where people
Yeah,
compete for creating the most beautiful, insightful, but meaningful board in their locations.
it's great. Our managers are getting a little competitive on who's got the best board, which I love to see.
Yeah, yeah. So recognition has been also an important component of the program at the parking spot. So I've seen a lot of communication on LinkedIn, for example, celebrating some of the outstanding employees at the parking spot. So tell us more about how are you recognizing and celebrating those employees that are going above and beyond in their roles.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing employee spotlights, and we're also encouraging our people to share ideas to improve performance. And local managers are being really encouraged to celebrate the local wins, and at a local level, really celebrate the employees that are going above and beyond for our business.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I know the program was launched only a few months ago. It was in February. Now we are in at the end of October. So yeah, approaching the last quarter of the year. So have you seen any early impact of the program, like any changes or positive impact in the way we work?
Yeah, I mean, there's a stronger sense of unity and pride. I think that employees are more proactive in trying to find ways to improve our business and our operation. The culture of ownership, it's grown organically. It's still early on, but, we're seeing bits and pieces of it everywhere, and we're really excited by the momentum we're seeing. And we really think that, as we move into next year, it's even going to be more bigger and better.
Yeah, and we have learned that this is a journey, so we don't expect to have a cultural change in one day or 1 year. It takes some time, like for people to really see the changes, see the communications, start understanding the program even better and better. But the parking spot has taken a fantastic first few steps on this. And I mean, I assume that this has also been important to you as a leader, as a CEO of the company. So tell us more about how the brand has influenced you as a leader, or whether this has changed any way, whether this has changed the way you lead organization.
Yeah, I mean, this program has been a privilege and a responsibility. Success feels more meaningful when it's shared across our entire team. And so I'm very excited that when we're successful as an organization, every one of our teammates participates in that success. And, there's also a shared responsibility now to achieve our goals, knowing that, strong performance directly affects our employees and their future payouts. So, it's, everybody's in this together, which is a culture I love to have. It has also, deepened, I would say, our appreciation amongst the senior team for our frontline employees and the perspective they bring to our business.
Yeah, yeah. And just to clarify, so also employees in the corporate offices are covered, right? So it's not only the employees in the front line, but also employees in the corporate offices are part of the ownership program.
Every employee. So every employee, both corporate, sales, field employees, everybody's part of our ownership journey.
Have you seen any impact or changes or changing mindset from the employees in the corporate offices?
Yeah, I think that one thing, which is going to be very clear in the corporate office, I think one thing that's really going to help is with our retention of corporate employees, because, now they're more vested in the company. The vast majority of them previously were not. So I think we're going to have a lot in retention. And I also think that, they're very focused on, much more focused, I would say, on our P&L than just doing a good job at their responsibility.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I had the opportunity to attend the launch event with corporate employees back in February, and I was impressed that many of those employees were with the company for more than 20 years. I remember a few saying that I've been here for 20, 25 years, the first time we have a stake in the business. So people are excited. So even when they have been here for so many years, they're excited about the growth, about the opportunity, and it's something new for them as well.
It is. We have a lot of longevity amongst our team across our entire company. And I think that because people have been so vested in our company for so long, this renewed focus of being owners to them is a much more positive than where they've seen historically.
Yeah, yeah. So now the parking spot is moving to the second year of the program. So you have shown a lot of progress and impact in the first year, but now the second year brings some additional challenges because we need to continue the momentum and the energy of the program. So what are some of the learnings or insights that you plan to apply for the second year?
Yeah, I've said to our team a lot that year two is going to be our most important and most challenging. So we really have to focus on it because it's no longer new, but we're still a little ways off from our exit. And my belief is that communication is crucial. You can never over communicate when it comes to helping employees understand what ownership means and how it connects to performance. We also really we are implementing as part of our onboarding and training as we get new employees in. Also, the consistency really does matter. Keeping the message alive through town halls, newsletters, the ownership boards, all that. And we have to continue to make sure that, our message always stays the same as we go through this entire program. The other thing is we got to continue to recognize our teammates that do an outstanding job. Celebrate the small wins, take care of the employees that really do take care of our customers, and give examples that that's the way an owner behaves. And finally, this takes time. Building a true ownership culture is a journey. We're starting to see stronger alignment, engagement, and pride across the organization, but it's going to continue. We're in the early phase of our journey, and I'm confident that, as we progress, we're going to see even more of this.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, like building a culture is a journey, like being there every day, constant communication is not like a one thing and it's done. It requires like a lot of messaging over time. So I'm curious to hear when you were visiting the different locations across the US, did you hear any skepticism from employees, or what were the main notes that maybe surprised you when you were having those conversations?
I think that, the team really was excited. There was a hint of skepticism of like, is there a gotcha in this? Which I had to say, absolutely not. This is additive to their current compensation. And, but what I think that what we found out was that when you empower your people, when they act like owners and think like owners, everybody wins.
Yeah, and also one thing that I've seen is the team being very responsive to those comments, right? So people ask for more clarity, and then you have the newsletter. Like managers want more support, and I know the team is working on a manager's playbook, like providing support with talking points and different information, and be more like co-creating with employees.
And we have an email address where our employees can send in their ideas, and we check that every single day, and we're quick to get back to employees. So I think they really do appreciate that. They appreciate the level of engagement by our corporate team on this, so that they really learn and understand early on that their voice matters in this.
Are there any ideas that you have received that have been interesting for the team?
Yeah, we received a great one that we've already implemented. On our one thing that we've always used, we have to plan our scheduling and our labor around how many customers we have that ride our shuttle buses. And we've historically used a lot of averages to know how many people were in a party, because we don't know if there's one person in the car or 4 or 5 people in the car. And one of our employees had an idea that came through this, saying, why don't we ask when people are making a reservation, how many people are in your party? So we did a pilot at 2 locations, and we just made an optional ask. And over 60% of our customers told us how many people were in their party. And now we've rolled that out through our entire portfolio, and we're using that data to better staff our business.
Oh, that's great. Just asking people how many people are coming.
It came from an employee through ownership.
Yeah, and that has impact on the staffing in terms of buses and all the people that you need, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just like several others. Another really good idea I liked that came up through ownership was one of our employees was talking about how so many of our customers, Spanish is their first language, and that we really needed to market to the Spanish-speaking community. And so I connected that employee with some folks on our marketing team, and we are now really launching a entire Spanish-focused marketing initiative, and we're working on ways to make our website and stuff more friendly to folks who are Spanish as their first language, which will, is a great thing to do and help us get more customers.
Yeah, no, that's true, and also very relevant in certain cities or locations where there is like high Spanish population.
Yes.
No, that's great. You mentioned before that you are sharing information with employees about financial performance. So what are some of the metrics that you are sharing with them?
We're sharing our profitability, our EBITDA. We're walking them through that. We're walking them through how our revenue is doing, just revenue as a whole. And we're sharing a lot of customer metrics as well, our Net Promoter Score, and just anything we're seeing from customers. But really, very much of a transparency on our complete financial performance as a company.
Yeah. Do you think any education was required when sharing that information? Like, have you seen that people understand those metrics, or is there any
Yeah,
role?
our finance team has actually done a pretty good job of creating a very simple way to understand that, and they've been sending that out locally so that all folks really understand what profit is. And we're explaining it in simple terms like, revenue is the amount of money we take in from customers, expenses are the amount of money we spend on our product, and when revenue minus expenses really does equal our profit.
Yeah, no, that's simple but very clear. Like, it's important to communicate to employees, but also help them understand what the numbers mean or what our targets are, so they can create some meaning for those numbers. So a lot of people in the audience right now are interested in launching a shared ownership program in their company. So they are evaluating different cases or considering the implementation with investors. What would be the message from you to them in terms of how to get ready for this journey?
First of all, I'd highly recommend they do it. I think it's great for the culture of your company. I think it's great for your people, and I think it will make your company more successful. But the biggest things I think you need to do are empower your people. When they act like owners, everybody wins. The other thing I think we need to do is leverage the community of peers and resources available, like Ownership Works and the Rutgers Institute for the Study of Employee Ownership. Talk to those who've done it before you. They'll tell you what worked. They'll more importantly tell you what didn't work. We've talked to a lot of companies through Ownership Works that have done this ahead of us, companies that are still in the journey, companies that have already had their exit, and we've learned a lot about what we should do and more importantly, which we should not do. And it's been great.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And it's important to mention there is a community of people who have done this before, experts, companies, investors that are willing to share that information. As you mentioned, Ownership Works, a nonprofit organization that has the only mission of encouraging more ownership programs in the private equity sector. So for any other investors out there who are interested in the program, you can reach out to Ownership Works through their website, and they're more than happy to connect you with experts and with people who have done it before. They also organize convenings and other activities. And as you mentioned as well, the Rutgers Institute for Employee Ownership, they also do a lot of research, and they have a lot of materials on how to make this successful for other companies. So I think you also mentioned something very important, which is the magic of this program is not only about giving shareholder equity participation to employees, but actually building a culture of ownership. That's when we will see the impact, the financial impact of building a better business. So it's not a one thing and it's done. It's like actually building this culture on a day-to-day basis, and that's when we will see the value of the program.
People just like knowing they have a stake in the game, and people just really like knowing that that they're going to participate in the success, and that really does create it really does change the culture of our business.
Yeah, that's great. So I think we're almost on time. Any final message or anything else that you want to share with the community?
My final message would be that I would encourage every company to consider employee ownership and really think through it, regardless of how your ownership structure is. There's many different ways to do it, and try to find a way to make your employees participate in the success of your business, because I think that long term will make your company a lot more successful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, team, and thank you everyone for joining today. And if you have any question or you want to get in touch with team, with myself, or with anyone in Ownership Works, feel free to reach out to the organizing team of the conference, and they will be willing to share our contact information. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, team, for joining us today.
And thank you, Rafael. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
What makes the parking spot a truly great company? Is it the employees working in inclement weather? The ones helping our guests with luggage? Or the ones directing customers on our lots? Maybe it's the corporate office employees supporting our operations team, or the ones driving traffic to our website, and those pricing our parking. Or maybe it's those ensuring that we have a best-in-class company culture. What makes the parking spot truly great? It's all of these teammates. It's all of you. And this year will be even better and stronger. Not just for our customers, but for all of you.
Today marks a really special day. Today, we are all becoming owners of the parking spot. You heard it correctly, owners. Together, we will participate in our shared equity program. This new ownership program is made possible by our new owner, KKR, a private equity firm based out of New York. What this means is that KKR is committing to setting aside a portion of the parking spot's future value into an employee ownership pool. The value of this ownership pool increases as we hit our operational and financial goals.
Assuming we hit our targets, at a future date when KKR sells the parking spot, every eligible employee is going to have the potential to receive a payout that's equal to at least 6 months of salary.
We've established a lot of really great business practices and built a great brand and business over the last 25 years. I think that was recognized very clearly by KKR, and I am excited that they're also interested in investing in that, whether it be with our company, in our lots, at our technology, but also in our employees as well with this broad-based ownership program.
We work for a company that really values the contributions, the individual contributions of every employee, no matter the function, no matter the level, and I'm very excited about it.
To me, the most important people that we have at our company are the people in the field that are running our business. Whether it's the drivers or the PGAs or the managers that are out there, all of these people are going to participate in this ownership program. I think that's going to be better for the entire company.
We've always had the philosophy of winning together, and that's part of the beauty of our culture here. But this actually puts a value on it. This is a huge opportunity for everyone at the company.
With this new empowerment and accountability, employees will really be able to deepen their connection to the parking spot, be able to strengthen our teams, and build an even better culture.
We are owners, and as we move forward, we'll be hard at work incorporating what it looks like to act, think, and feel like an owner into all aspects of our business.
We think of ownership as having 3 key components. First, we want you to share your ideas. Let your voice be heard. Second, we're going to help you plan for your future by providing financial education so you can meet your current and future financial obligations. And finally, we hope you'll support your fellow employees and continue contributing to TPS Gives Back to its own. This will create an ownership culture, and that's exciting.
A big thank you, KKR, and congratulations, TPS. We are all so grateful to be on this ownership journey with you.
Every day, we all work hard to make the parking spot our own. Today, that becomes a reality. So buckle up, here we go. Enjoy the ride.